What's cracking, hockey fans? Erica Lindsay Ayala coming to you with another episode of Locked on Kraken. We thank you for making Locked on Kraken your first listen of the day. And this episode of Locked on Kraken is brought to you by rockauto.com. Amazing selection, reliably low prices, all the parts your car will ever need. rockauto.com. We have a special interview for you. Sharon Nyree Williams is the voiceover artist that was able to partner with the Seattle Kraken on the video, the teaser video that they did ahead of the expansion draft. I've played that here on Locked on Kraken a few times. We're going to sit down with Sharon. It was a great interview, learning a little bit about that process, about the creative process of being a storyteller in multiple different mediums, and of course, getting more Black people into hockey. This will actually be a 3-part interview throughout the week. It will take us throughout the week. And I'll also sprinkle in some Kraken news for you because we've got a lot of Kraken games this week. But if you want my live updates, make sure you are following Locked on Kraken, because I will be giving you updates as we get game scores, as we get some unique and interesting information, including that we're going to get the AHL affiliate announcement. That news came out just today. But let's go first to this first part of the conversation with Sharon Nyree Williams, and I'll tell you a little bit more about what we know so far about the AHL. What is good, Seattle hockey fans? Erica Lindsay Ayala, your host of Locked on Kraken, and we are coming with another special guest. This is a voice that you are probably familiar with, and coming up on this episode of Locked on Kraken, we're going to take you back to the expansion draft, video that came out and really set the tone for this Seattle Kraken franchise. That and more on this episode of Locked on Kraken.
You are Locked on Kraken, your daily podcast on the Seattle Kraken, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
We are the Seattle Kraken.
All right, Kraken fans, as promised, today is a very special episode. I know I say that all the time, but like all the episodes are pretty special because we have dope people that come on the show, like our guest for today, Sharon Nyree Williams. What's good, homie?
What's good, yo? You got me pumped at what's good. I was like, yo, I say what's good all the time. How you doing?
I'm doing well. I am doing fantastic. I'm here in New York. We were, chopping it up off camera for a bit. Got to get to know each other. Like, I just feel like now we vibing. Like, we good.
Yo, that's how good people do, yo. When good people come together, it's just good vibes all the time.
All the time. So, Sharon, I'm excited to have you on Locked on Kraken. This is obviously a Kraken-centric podcast, but we also like to do it here for the culture because, listen, we in here too. We up in here too. Like women, melanated people, like we are up in here. And so I'm just excited to talk to you because as the Seattle Kraken was coming together as a franchise, arguably one of the biggest things after the rebrand, after the logo was revealed, was of course the expansion draft. Getting those first handful of players to make it real, like really real. And that's where you come in, Sharon, because there was a video that dropped. I remember I was flying into Seattle and I got this email and they were like, all right, here's this video. we have a little sizzle video. Yo, when I tell you, I saw the video and I was like hype, and I was like, oh wait, they sent me. I gotta download it. Yo, that link. There were so many of us trying to get that video that the link like just like exploded or whatever the technical term is. But I was like, yo.
Yes. Yes. You get life all over again. Yo. Oh my goodness.
So serious. Like I had to, because I went to find it. We're about to play it for everyone in a bit here. But I went to look for the link again. And I then clicked the first one. I was like, yo, what's up with this? Like, why isn't it working? And then I remember De'Ara had sent us a second email. She was like, yo, y'all broke the dang internet. I don't know what happened, but here is the link again. So.
That is fire. That's everything. That is so everything. Because I had no clue.
No clue. Crushed it. You crushed it. And so before we get into the tease, I want to play it again just because I think it's hella dope. Not from Seattle. I don't claim it at all whatsoever. But that video had me hype. But when I have guests on the show, I like to do what I call the brown sugar question. And that for you will be, so when did you fall in love with storytelling?
Ooh. Wow. I fell in love with storytelling as a kid. I'm originally from North Carolina, and my grandma lives in a town called Parkton, North Carolina. And we'll have family dinners and stuff. And I just sit on the floor because there was no room to sit on the couches. Kids sat on the floor, and they would just tell one story after the next, and they would be laughing so hard. My grandmother always keeps her tissue so she can dab and try to keep her makeup on.
And they would just got it on her bracelet.
Yes, and it would be so hilarious, and they would just go. And I have no clue what they talking about, but I miss those moments because we don't get a lot of those anymore. And just to watch the older folks that's usually disciplining us, like cut up and laugh and say, "Shut up, girl! You lying!" and come to find out, it was our family history, and I should have been recording those stories. But that's when I fell in love with storytelling.
Wow, I love that. And I mean, we just jumped right into it because like we're vibing, and I should have known, like, again, can't claim North Carolina, although I low-key claim it because I went to school there for 4 years. So
wait a minute.
Carolina, yeah, wait a minute. Let's go. I went to Elon.
Okay.
So I was up in Burlington in Alamance County. Yup.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yup. Still roll through, get my hush puppies, and then come back up this way.
Girl, don't do it to me.
So good. Yo, we had Tara Black, who's working with the Charlotte Checkers, and every time I talk to someone from North Carolina, I promise you, people who watch the podcast can attest, I'm always talking about hush puppies. Them things are so good.
Ain't nothing like some good hush puppies.
Nothing like some good hush puppies.
Grease, and you just start. There's a restaurant in Fayetteville, I think it's called 360, and I went with my family, and I hadn't been there for a while, and they brought out a basket of hush puppies, and I was like, "Are you serious? This is the table bread?"
Right,
girl. I was so full. I was like,
like,
and I had ordered like crab and stuff, and I'm like,
"Oh dang!" Just with them hush puppies. They're so good. They're so good. There's a spot in Columbia City, I guess, Island Soul Bar, and they make hush puppies. They're not like the greasy ones. Yeah, they're a little like they tried to elevate the hush puppy, I guess.
Oh yeah, they elevated it. Yeah,
they elevated
got some good hush puppies too.
Yeah, they're good though. They are good. They're like it's a different consistency.
Really, what reminds you of hush puppies? Festival.
Yes.
Festival. Oh my goodness, get the Festival. But then also in Seattle, there's a restaurant called Marjorie's, and she has some hush puppies, and she puts jalapenos in them. And she gives you some honey sauce with them, girl. Make you want to slap your mama.
Yeah. Okay, Marjorie's. Next time I roll through,
when you come through, hit me up. We'll go for real.
What? I don't think I won't.
I'm real talk. I'm from North Carolina. I mean it.
Let's go. All right, we're definitely gonna do that.
Yes.
But so I asked you about storytelling because that is what you do. You are a storyteller, presenter, producer of performing arts, which is just that's so dope in so many ways. Just to be a creative in the way that you are, but you also within being a storyteller, I get the sense that you have a very specific type of story that you are trying to tell. And I think you gave us a little bit of that, right? Just like the oral history that's passed down, especially in Black communities, through just being sitting on the floor and listening to the elders speak. So I love to hear that. But for the purposes of the reason we have you on this podcast, why don't we let the listeners listen and watch one more again, you giving us this fabulously cinematic introduction just prior to the expansion draft for the Seattle Kraken.
Let's do it.
What does it mean to be a Seattleite? It's hope. Rooted in the ground we walk, pushing forward with our eyes on the horizon, knowing where we came from and where we aspire to be. It's innovation and growth, building on each other's ideas until they soar. If one of us is good, then all of us are great. We take pride in who we are, realizing that when we bring our true selves to the table,
We're going to get back to our conversation with Sharon Nyree Williams. But first, let me tell you that BetOnline is back and better than ever. It's a new web interface for the start of basketball season and, of course, the start of hockey season. And that means more props, more odds, and lines than ever before. BetOnline remains the number one spot for all basketball and football action this season. So head to their new website. You can use your desktop, mobile device, tablet, whatever you got, and sign up today and receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Use our promo code locked on to receive your 50% welcome bonus for basketball, baseball, and of course the National Hockey. Don't wait to take advantage of all the amazing offers available for the 2021 season. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to bet on all of your favorite sports. BetOnline, where the game starts. And we're talking about BetOnline. Let's also tell you about DirecTV Stream. Now, does this sound familiar? You've got one device that lets you catch the game live, another that lets you stream your favorite shows. You're watching sports highlights on your phone, and you've got your neighbor's best friend's login for all the good stuff. Well, I want to tell you about a simple way to get all that entertainment that you love without the hassle, and that is DirecTV Stream. It's a great way to finally get your TV together. It brings you live TV and on-demand favorites like never before, and you can watch your favorite sports, your favorite movies, and your favorite shows all in one place. That means no more juggling remotes and no need to buy another device ever again. And the best part, no annual contract. So get rid of the clutter and the confusion and get your TV together with DirecTV Stream. You can find out more about DirecTV Stream at directv.com. That's directv.com. Compatible device required. Content varies by package. I mean, every time I watch that, I'm just so excited that I get to cover this. Like, I'm excited for folks in Seattle. Like, this is wild to be right here at the beginning of history and able to watch and see how people who have wanted hockey so bad in Seattle have come through. But I want to know, so the usual brown sugar question that I ask folks is, when did you fall in love with hockey? So I asked you about storytelling, but I'm going to ask you about hockey because I want to know how these two things came together. Like, how did we get you as the narrator to do how did we get you to do that voiceover for that powerful video? Let us know.
Man, I have to say, it's funny because I know exactly when I fell in love with hockey. It was when the Kraken organized right before COVID hit. It was early March before everything closed down. They had brought in the Black History hockey tour museum. And it was myself and other arts leaders at the African-American, Northwest African-American Museum. And they brought in the filmmaker from Soul on Ice, and they had some good Black restaurant food. And they allowed us to have conversation and ask questions about how they were going to get involved with the community. And when I walked through that museum, which is an 18-wheeler trailer, and it was just like, we out here for real. This is, ooh. And so all of that energy, the Kraken brought me to hockey. No doubt.
Oh, wow. I love that. I absolutely love that because, man, we like just missed each other. So for those who don't know, the National Hockey League, along with American Legacy Network. So shout out to Westchester and shout out to the Reynolds family who put that together. Like, those are my church people, like, for real. Like, when I tell you small world, like, anyway, so Mr. Reynolds put that together, and I was able to fly out for the West Coast trip. But this was, as you said, like, literally just as COVID was really starting to hit here in the United States. And I had some other engagements, so I came back to the East Coast, and by the time, like, I would have went back out because I know Willie O'Ree was supposed to come out there. He was with us in California. He was with us in Cali. But like,
I watched his documentary.
Yep. Oh man.
I'm all in. I didn't watch the documentary.
She's like, I watched the documentary. I was hanging with Kwame Mason. Like, I love that. I love that. Yes. Oh, I love that so much. And so while it wasn't the Seattle Kraken that brought me to hockey, especially to men's hockey, it was definitely Black women. I'm not even lying. My sister first, she's the one who got me into hockey. And then I was like, all right, so you're going to be a sports fan. I'm going to show you how to be a sports fan because I'm the athlete. Okay. But now you're into hockey. Like, we're going to do it all together. We're going to learn together. And then, so we go to the first game. It was a women's hockey game that we went to. And I was like, I knew like that much about hockey. And I was like, yo, y'all are supposed to stop these pucks. I was like, yo, number 10 on the opposite team. Like, she hitting that thing. Like, she hitting that thing hard. I was like, I don't know what's up in that. Like, y'all, I'm glad y'all have helmets and everything. And then I looked and I was like, yo, I think she's Black. I was like,
that's all you need. That's all you need.
I'm hooked. And I ain't left since. Like, I ain't left
Yeah.
since. Like, hockey, you ain't getting rid of me. Like, I ain't left since. And I've
Yo,
been
do
able
you
to.
skate?
I do skate. So my
Okay.
dad taught us when we were younger. So yeah, I can skate. I've never
Wow.
played ice hockey, but
Right.
I can skate. So I got that.
Yeah.
Got that.
Yo, the Kraken did when they opened the Kraken Community Iceplex.
Oh yeah, in
Yo,
Northgate.
I got to go. They had it so you could try different things on the ice. And so I got to walk out on a carpet and hit the puck. Oh my God. I was like, I could never do this on skates. But and I got a couple of goals, girl. I thought I was doing the best thing ever. I was like, yes.
I love that. Like, you
Yeah,
can't tell me nothing. I love that.
exactly.
Wow. See, I love that. And the thing I love about that Black History Museum, the Black Hockey Mobile Museum, and that the National Hockey League has partnered with a organization like American Legacy Network to curate that, is that a lot of people think, like, folks that look like you and me, like, that we knew, but we're not new, we're true.
Not new at
Like,
all.
not new at all. Like, I think I have to uplift the elder Bob Dawson and the work that he and a lot of other people in Nova Scotia have done to bring back the history of the Colored Hockey League, of the Maritimes, and like stuff like that. Like, there's so many things, like a lot of other things, especially Black, those of African descent have been able to bring to North America that continues to permeate through culture. And we see it over everything from hockey to TikTok, right? Like,
Right, exactly. And it's like we out here. It's like when you go to when I went to my Kraken game, and I'm like, and you see Everett and you see JT Holmes, and you're like, what? And then I met a reporter from in the NHL that was Black, and I was like, we out here, huh? And it was like
out here.
cool. And then Lamont Buford is out here working for them, and it's just like it's beautiful to see. And my first hockey game for the Kraken, I was like, that's a Black referee.
Yes.
Like, what?
Let's
like,
go.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Like, we up in here for real.
Yeah, we out here, no doubt. And look at us out here talking about hockey.
Right, exactly. now here we are. Like, listen, you did a whole voiceover for a whole brand new NHL team. I'm over here doing a podcast. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
what?
We got like Renee Hess with Black Girl Hockey Club. Look at.
Hey, they sent me the Kraken sent me my hoodie. I got my hat.
Yeah, I was like, wait, it's up there. Hold on, it's right there, right there.
Yeah, I know exactly where that joke is warm. I'm like, so warm. Like, yes, Black girl hockey represent, yeah. And I got rid of my hair. That joint's gonna be necessary. So important.
I mean, I still got some, but it gets cold. It gets cold. Yes. So yeah, they hooked us up with all the right gear. So I hope you're enjoying my conversation with Sharon as much as I did when we recorded it about a week ago now. Again, Sharon is the voice, as you saw earlier in the episode, of that fantabulous video for the expansion draft. And we'll see if there's something else that Sharon will be able to do with the Kraken. I would love to see it or hear it, I guess, personally. But let me tell you about my favorite auto parts family-owned business, and that is rockauto.com. With the ever-increasing numbers of makes and models, it's impossible to find everything that you need at your local brick-and-mortar auto parts store. Why endure the often pointless or seemingly intimidating questioning about all of the different things and all the stuff that you don't really need to know on a day-to-day basis? All you got to do is get the part that you need. Am I right? Am I right? So we want you to head over to rockauto.com, and you can do it with your tablet, your mobile device. You have access to everything that you need for your vehicle right in the palm of your hand, and you can save time and money when using rockauto.com. I choose to spend up to 30%, 50%, even 100% more for the same parts from a chain store or car dealership. Go explore rockauto.com's easy to use website today to find the solution for your vehicle and auto part needs. So go to rockauto.com right now and see all the parts available for your vehicle. And type locked on in their "How did you hear about us" box so they know we sent you. Once again, it's amazing selection, reliably low prices, all the parts your car will ever need. rockauto.com. I'm not going front.
Right.
As much as I love that video and it was dope, I also was like, I have this strong desire to continue to uplift melanated voices in sports. Like, that's my whole thing. And so when I did a little research, did a little recon, and saw not only that you are a Black person here that is, again, doing this video for the Seattle Kraken, but the history and culture that you also uplift in Seattle, I was like, yo, we gotta talk. We gotta talk. So coming up next on the show, like, we're gonna get into it, because again, like, Seattle reminds me a lot of, I know we were talking about this offline, but there's so much culture, there's so much history. When you think about also like the indigenous, and native history and culture, and some of it messy, like, we gotta be honest, some of it messy,
definitely.
but also that there are people that continue to uplift that and make sure that that history, even the ugly parts of it, isn't forgotten. I love that. And so I want to talk to you coming up next on the show about how you do that storytelling in the Seattle community. So we're going to get into that. I want to thank Sharon, but don't worry, there's more where that came from. You'll get to learn a little bit more about Sharon and the making of that video that we played earlier in the episode. But a reminder for the rest of the week, as we get scores, results, roster updates, all of the things, any breaking news, you're going to want to make sure you're following Locked on Kraken, because as I make my way to somewhere in the middle, I will give live updates on the Seattle Kraken team that we all know and we all love on social media, and also those uploaded on YouTube. But for now, let me get you ready for Montreal. This is a Montreal team that, despite being in the Stanley Cup Finals last season, they are really struggling. They dropped 4 straight before getting their first win on October 23rd. That was, of course, the last time the Seattle Kraken played. So these two teams going head to head, both probably really, really wanting a win. Who will be the prevailing side? Of course, we're going to say the Seattle Kraken, but you got to play the game to find out. So make sure you catch me over at Locked on Kraken on social media so we can get the update on how that went. If you're not watching this on Tuesday, then you already know the result of that game. And good. Other thing before I get going and get ready to record the other intro outro for the next video in this interview series, I want to let you know that we got a little bit of a tease from the Seattle Kraken just today regarding their AHL team. Now, of course, we had Tara Black on the show because the Seattle Kraken, their AHL affiliate, and their arena not ready yet. But seems like we are soon to get some intel on that. Check out this video. All right, folks. So what do you make of that teaser? I see lots of flames. I see lots. I heard like a screeching sound, and I promise I did not plan this, but I'm wearing my Elon Phoenix hoodie. I have no intel here, but once a Phoenix, always a Phoenix. I played for Elon, so yes, I claim that I was indeed, or I am, a Phoenix rising from the ashes. I just love the mythology of the Phoenix. You go from a mythological sea creature to being in the valley, in the Sun Valley, desert, Phoenix, fire, not Phoenix, Arizona, Phoenix as in like the mythical creature. I literally am having this conversation in real time with you right now, to the point where I might almost be disappointed if it's not the Phoenix. But if it is the Phoenix, then I know for sure the Seattle Kraken is my team through and through. It was destined. It was fated. We'll see. But did you hear that like a little caw? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm a Phoenix. Phoenix knows Phoenix. Phoenix recognize Phoenix. That's all I got to say. I could be totally wrong, but I guess we'll find out in November. I'll be back on camera in real time. So make sure that if you're not already, that you follow Locked on Kraken. And now I will be bubbling with anticipation to find out if my prediction, I promise you I wore this hoodie all day on Monday, which would have been the 25th. Promise. I had this on all day. Did not know that was going to drop. But if it is the Phoenix, you heard it here first. All right. Thank you, as always, for making Locked on Kraken your first listen of the day. And now that we're done, but not with Sharon, we've got more with Sharon and an interview with Blake Bolden coming up later this week. But once you're done with this episode, make sure your second listen of the day is Locked on Fantasy Hockey. Scott Cullen leans on his decades of fantasy hockey insight and experience every day to help you be the expert in your fantasy league. And like everything on the platform, or excuse me, everything on the Locked On Network, this show, Locked On Fantasy Hockey, is absolutely free and available on all platforms. Until tomorrow, when I bring you another pre-recorded little ditty, intro, outro, and some of our ad reads. My name is Erica Lindsay Ayala, and I'm going to remind you to hold fast, stay true, and let's go Kraken, and let's go Phoenix! Woo! I don't know if that's what it is, but I hope that's what it is. Can you tell I'm excited? All right, I'm out for real now. Bye!